Okay, so with this Excel video, we are going to look at some of the functions that we've not done so far, but most of the things I think we've done them. So we'll click here to add a new sheet. So we have sheet one. By whenever you add a new sheet, automatically to give you the name as sheet one. So right click and then we'll click on rename, and then we'll give it a new name that we want to attach. So this one we'll just call it employees, right? So when you after typing employee, you can hit on enter or click anywhere else. So here the first cell will be ID in uppercase ID. The next cell will be first name like this. Let's expand. The next cell is last name. The next cell is salary. The next cell is gender. The next cell will be uh, 5% increment. Now, with the increment, right, after typing the 5%, the increment is supposed to come below the 5%. And in this situation, if you want the text to appear below the 5%, you don't need to hit enter. When you hit enter, it will rather move to the next cell. So what you need to do is you need to wrap the cell, right? Wrap, that is WRAP. You wrap the cell. Now to wrap the cell, while the cursor is still blinking in the cell, you use the shortcut Alt and Enter. So Alt key and Enter. So Alt Enter. That's the shortcut you need to use. So Alt, the Alt key, you press on Alt, then you hit Enter. So you see it will break this way. Then you add increments like this to it. Then you hit Enter to move away. So once you type, you see it will expand like this. You can equally just expand a little. Then the next cell, we need date of birth. The date of birth, I'll just make it DOB like this. Yes. Then we will have full name like this. Then the last one will be age like that. So let's first of all, I think the last time we didn't look at how to put the cell in the table form, right? Or how to insert a table. So we want to insert a table in this situation. So all the things that we'll be doing, we'll just be applying borders. So we want to look at how to apply tables. So to apply tables, you need to select the area that you want to apply the tables to. So from here, from the ID here, you start highlighting from there, because we need up to here. Then let's say up to cell 11 like this. So once I highlight, after highlighting, you move your cursor to the insert tab. This is the insert tab. You click on insert tab here. Then you will see a group called tables. Then there's a ribbon called table. So I'll click on the table. Once I click, it will indicate this. It says, where is the data? This is the area. And then we have my table has headers. Yes, if you don't check this thing, Excel will automatically give you another header, but we don't want it that way. So we need to check this. My table has headers. Then we'll click on OK, like that, right? So we'll have the table appearing this way. You can, whenever you insert the table or any other object, you see it gives you a new tab. So look at the tab here, it says table tools. Now under the table tools here, there is a group that we call table styles. So we'll click on this drop down here, and then these are all styles available. When you point your cursor on any of them, you realize that you see it will change the area, but we need one that will give us the grid lines, like it will be clear enough. So we use one that we call table style light 50. That is this one, right? You click to select. So once you select, you have your results here. You can expand to have your information well, like this. So here you could see under the design, you could see header checked, total row unchecked, banded row, that one too is checked. And then we have the filter button that is also checked. I mean still under the design tab for the table tools. So you could see when we say the filter buttons, have you seen those small buttons attached to the columns? These are what we call the filter buttons, right? If you want to filter selection. But we don't need those filter buttons. So we just click here to uncheck it, right? So after unchecking, now we are going to enter our information. Now let's click back on the home tab. So here we are going to fill in with ones. So you enter one first, you bring your cursor here, you drag down up to the last cell, and then it will always fill like this. Then you need to click here to then you choose fill series like that. So we are now going to start with the entering of the names. So the first name we have Benjamin like this, and the last name Obing, then the salary, let's say 8,500. Then the gender. The gender, we are not going to enter anything there. There is something I need to show you. So for now, we will skip the increment to skip. Then we'll come to the date of birth. So date of birth, 1st January 1992, like that. Then we'll come back to the next person, Janet, or say 2,500. Come here, 7/8/1993. Then the next person, we keep enter. Entrance or Regina, they do 6,005. Here 5/3/1997. We'll come back here. Kwame. Six, 5/1992. Kids of being 5,400. So 5/2/1994. Leroy Kubi. Three, 5/4/1994. The next person, Bright from home. 5/1/1998. Come back here. Kevin. Then so we keep entering and entering. Seven, 8/1992. Then Mensa Ofosu. So 11,593. So we need to expand the cell. And then mind you, sometimes when you are filling the cells, right, and then when you enter something, then you rather see hashtag, hashtag, hashtag. It means that the space is too small, so you need to expand it. Now, after entering the information here, now the gender, what we are coming to do here is that sometimes we will be able to apply what we call a drop down button where you will select from. Sometimes when you check the Facebook, yeah, Facebook like this, when you're registering for the first time, Facebook, where you will select your gender, they have a drop down arrow where you have to click and then you select or you choose your gender. You can also do the same thing in Excel. So here, the first thing that we are going to do is we need to highlight the area. So under the gender, the cells under the gender, you highlight them like this. When you're highlighting, you need to check the cursor. The cursor will have to be in this thick white. That's what we use for the highlighting. So when we highlight, then you come to your data tab like this. When you come to the data tab, you move your cursor to your data tools. So under your data tools, you'll find your data validation. You click on it or on the drop down. Then you see data validation, you click on it. Once you click under the settings, you see allow. We have any value, right? We are not allowing any value. We are being specific. So here we'll click on the drop down and then we'll choose list. So once you choose list, here inside where we have the source, you just enter male, comma, and then we have female in that order. The input message and then the error, that one is not mandatory if you want to apply. But what we are using is the list. So after doing this, you just click on OK. Once you click on OK, and then you come back to your cells, you realize that an arrow or a drop down has been attached. So here, when I come and then I click on a drop down, you see, I will just select from the options. So male, I'll just select. If the person is female, I'll just select female. If the person is female again, I'll just select in that order, right? So that was why initially I didn't want us to use that, but basically this is how we do it. We just select and then choose from the drop down. So male, female in that order. That order is very, very simple. Very, very simple. So male again. So here, male again. So here, Amajimai, female. Then the last one. But it's not mandatory to add lists, right? But sometimes we just add it to make the work much more easier and nice, right? So this is how we add the buttons to it. In the next video, we are going to look at some small calculations. Then we'll look at how to combine two names together and then how to calculate for ages.